It's Wednesday, May the 15th. Here's what's happening right now at 6.
There was multiple reporting parties that there was shots fired in the area. While we were en route over here, there was another reporting party that advised that his car had been shot.
One suspect is in custody after a drive-by shooting in Kennewick this morning. I'm Monique Ledesma, and I'll have the details coming up.
Also tonight. And then somebody brought flowers, too.
Yes, that was a new one for me.
Today is National Police Officer Memorial Day. We'll show you how Richland and Yakima PD are paying their respects to officers killed in the line of duty. Plus, if you had plans this summer to fly out of the Tri-Cities and direct to Sonoma, California, think again. In depth and on your side, Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital is one of the busiest ER departments in the whole state. However, our Emily Goodell says steps are now being taken to overcome that challenge. And weather-wise, a cool down is on the way. Hayden Nix is tracking your first alert forecast as the news begins now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. And tonight we continue to track the shooting investigation in Kennewick that involved an hours-long SWAT standoff.
Yeah, so this morning, Kennewick police received multiple calls about a shooting. New at 6, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma was at the scene and brings us more.
At 9 in the morning, calls started to pour into the Kennewick Police Department about a shooting near South Quay Street, but there were two different scenes.
Well, once officers got in the area and started making contact with the reporting parties, and then the other gentleman that was involved that had his car shot, we were able to isolate it over here.
The vehicle was shot at near South Kellogg Street, which is right near the second location, Quay Street, where police say the suspect had run afterwards. Officers then had residents evacuate this apartment building. Kennewick Police Department Sergeant Ron Salter says they were quickly able to communicate with the suspect after.
When officers got here, we contained the area. After a short investigation, we were able to isolate that the suspect went back into the apartments back here behind us. We immediately started to have the suspect come out to us, which he would not comply with. We had additional resources come in to assist us, the Tri-City Regional SWAT team and other agencies, and we eventually, after a short standoff with him, the suspect exited and was taken into custody without further incident.
Our cameras caught law enforcement speaking with the suspect as he turned himself in, and the standoff ended at around 1 p.m.
I live downstairs from where this occurred at, and there's just always been activity up there.
Police say the suspect that was taken into custody was an 18-year-old man and no one was injured. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Monique, this afternoon we learned that police booked the suspect into the Benton County Jail on multiple charges. Police say he was also wanted on felony warrants from previous unrelated incidents. The investigation will continue.
And one of the things that we see all the time just in journalism while we're out on those SWAT standoffs with police is it's hot out there. You're out in the sun, and that's something we saw today.
Yeah, they have to deal with that. So let's check in with Hayden Nix. He's back in for Stacy tonight. We're staying with the warm weather for now.
Yeah, that's right. Those temperatures are going to be holding steady in the 80s for at least one more day. But then we've got some cooler weather coming our way. Check out temperatures right now in the 6 o'clock hour. We've got upper 80s in Hanford and Prosser, Tri-Cities 85 there, 87 in Toppenish, 86 in Yakima, the warmest readings we have on the map as of this evening. And we do expect one more day of the warm temperatures before we start to settle things down going into this weekend. Another thing that we're going to do, we're going to trade places with the temperatures and the wind. The wind's going to pick up tomorrow. We're going to see it breezy both for Thursday and on Friday with sustained wind speeds a little higher than what we're seeing right now. It's already picked up slightly ahead of schedule, especially just off of the Cascades there, with those sustained holding around 20 to 25 miles per hour in Ellensburg as well as Yakima. Now for tonight, we do expect mid-50s with partly cloudy sky conditions. Tomorrow, highs back in the 80s for one more day. Then we start to cool things back down and could see some chilly weather next week. We're going to talk more about that and some rain chances coming up later.
Hayden, thank you so much. Other news tonight, Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital will break ground this fall on a brand new off-campus emergency department. This happening in Union Gap.
This is something we've been following. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to hospital officials. They say it's the solution to a problem they've been struggling with for years.
Multi-Care Yakima Memorial Hospital's emergency department is one of the busiest in the state and also ranks in the top 50 busiest across the nation.
Yakima historically has always had a relatively high rate of emergency room visits, and that's something I think that our community, maybe because of a perception of lack of primary care, has decided the emergency room is the place to go to get care.
But with just 24 exam rooms for 87,000 visits a year,
It's very challenging for us to see people quickly and efficiently.
the proposed solution, an off-campus emergency department, something Multi-Care officials say has been successful at other hospitals.
What we see is that people naturally with lower acuity will pick the off-campus emergency rooms. So what that means is the number of people who need to actually stay in the hospital at off-campus emergency departments is oftentimes a lot less.
The proposed location near Goodman Road and Valley Mall Boulevard in Union Gap, across from Costco, picked based on geographic needs.
Based on who uses our emergency department, this really made the most sense. And it has ready access to the freeway so that patients from the lower valley, patients from Ellensburg can hit the highway, come into Union Gap, and be seen very quickly.
A full-service emergency department, open 24/7 in a 10,000 square foot facility with 10 exam rooms, board-certified emergency room physicians, on-site x-ray, CAT scan, and lab services.
So for a large majority of the patients who go to our emergency department, it's going to have everything they need. In the rare instance that they may need to stay or be hospitalized, we'll make sure they get to the hospital in a safe way.
They say they plan to break ground on the new off-campus emergency department this fall and hopefully have it open by the end of next year. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. Now, new preliminary numbers from the CDC show that drug overdose deaths fell in 2023. That's the first time we've seen a dip in the past 5 years, but there is a catch. The CDC says overall drug overdose deaths dropped by 3% from 2022 to 2023. Most of those deaths were caused by synthetic opioids like fentanyl, which is much more powerful than anything you would ever find in nature. Now again, deaths from synthetic drugs and partially synthetic drugs like codeine dropped. Deaths associated with psychostimulants like meth and cocaine, those actually rose from 2022 to 2023. Now this morning, Washington Governor Jay Inslee joined officials from the University of Washington and UW Medicine to celebrate the opening of the Center for Behavioral Health and Learning in Seattle. This facility has a total of 150 spaces available. Half of those are reserved for long-term civil commitment. That's the designation for people who may not have necessarily committed crimes, but they are dealing with serious mental health challenges and they need months of care. The facility will also help train future mental health workers. And in Yakima, Camp Hope is one step closer to breaking ground on a game-changing behavioral health center at the shelter that'll be made out of repurposed shipping containers. Director Mike Kay says changeover at the city stalled progress on the project, but he says it is gaining momentum again. The city, by the end of this month, will section off a small part of the existing land at Camp Hope, and that will become a new parcel for the center controlled by Comprehensive Health Care. That will allow state funding to come through, and then it's on to rezoning that parcel.
Once we get that one little small piece of their property rezoned, then it will allow us to operate the medical clinic that's there on the property.
Now, the project also includes shipping container homes that'll provide at least 30 new beds or more, depending on ARPA funding from the city. The center should be up and running by November 2025.
All right, we're going to head to Pasco. We're happening right now. The Pasco School District has celebrated their future educators. They're celebrating their future educators, I should say. This is with a teacher signing event to honor the 113 students from all the Pasco high schools who have expressed that they will be pursuing careers in education. The event will be at Stevens Middle School. It started at 5:30 tonight. It's going to go until 7:30. This is the third year that Pasco School District has had this event, and they are looking to make this an annual one. The district's Career and Technical Education Director says this event is to open opportunities for these future educators.
We just wanted to elevate awareness of the opportunities for education and for becoming a teacher, and really recognizing our own students as our future workforce. And so really kind of just elevating that perception of this is an amazing career path, and in our district, we want you to come back and work with us.
The students will be signing a contract that ensures them an interview once they have completed their teaching requirements. They are guaranteed an interview with the Pasco School District. It is almost the end of the school year. You believe that? It's starting to feel like summer outside, though.
Yeah, Hayden Nix has an early look ahead to the weekend coming up in your First Alert forecast. Plus, it is National Police Memorial Day, and coming up tonight, we'll show you local and national events honoring that.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Next, E.T.
We are in Sin City with the one and only Shania Twain.
Hi, E.T. Plus,
Hey, E.T.
our Simone Biles exclusive, Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on select battery lawnmower sets. Real Steel. Find yours.
What do I love about Twig's? The steak salad. It's famous. It really is.
We love happy hour. We love the staff. We love the food. Wonderful place to be.
What do we love about Twig's? The bartenders.
Hey, Tri-Cities, it's Eric the Peanut Guy with your Tri-City Dust Devils. It's the best time of the year. No, not yard work season. It's baseball season. So come out to Geisa Stadium and enjoy $2 hot dogs, soft drinks, and more on Family Feast Night Friday, May 17th, thanks to Yoke's Fresh Market. And it's School Night, presented by Polish Homes. Saturday the 18th, enjoy the best fireworks show in town, brought to you by Desert Food Mart. Visit the official ticket site at DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever battle New York. Watch Saturday morning at 9:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Hey, this week is National Police Week, but today is National Police Memorial Day.
And law enforcement agencies from all over Washington, Oregon, all across the country are paying their respects to officers killed in the line of duty.
In Richland and Yakima, the police departments are each planning a ceremony for later this week.
Wife, father, mother, son or daughter, brother, sister, brings it all back as if you got that news just 10 minutes ago.
That is part of what President Biden said in his remarks on Wednesday at the 34th Annual National Peace Officers Memorial Service at the U.S. Capitol.
To share time with you and doing everything that we can to help you
and to help us heal.
And this past weekend, Washington State Patrol honored the fallen officers during their annual WSP Memorial Ceremony in Olympia.
But yeah, all of the officers that were a part of Richland prior to 2008 are on this wall now.
I met up with the Richland Police Department where flags were at half staff. There's also a memorial wall just outside headquarters in downtown. It's been here since 2008. However, because the Richland Police Department has never had an officer killed in the line of duty, this only pays respect to the many different officers over a number of decades.
This is kind of an overlooked wall. We don't, a lot of our officers kind of don't even, they weren't here when it happened, right? There's not a lot of officers that were around back in 2008.
On Wednesday morning, though, someone in the community brought flowers and small American flags to pay their respects.
So National Police Week is a week where we focus on the officers that have given up their lives in the past years to provide safety for our communities.
Over in Yakima on Thursday, May 16th, the Yakima Police Department is inviting the community to a special ceremony at Sarge Hubbard Park. The event starts at 4 p.m. The department will honor all of the officers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Back in Richland, they'll be hosting an event on Friday.
This year, our awards banquet, our annual awards for 2023, is we're going to hold that on Friday, and it's put on by our foundation, but we kind of chose to do it the last day of Police Week.
National Police Week was established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962.
Yep, we never want to forget. We want to remember what has happened in years past. We learn from each incident.
Another thing to point out, we know that somebody representing the Benton County Sheriff's Office actually flew to our nation's capital for this ceremony today. Over the last 3 years, the FBI reports that there has been a decline in police officers killed in the line of duty.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, let's talk about this forecast, shall we? It's been another beautiful but warm day here across the region with those temperatures back in the 80s. That summer-like feel still existing, and it will so for another day. We've got temperatures holding in the 80s in the 6 o'clock hour, still around 87 in Prosser, 86 in Yakima, 85 in the Tri-Cities. Starting to cool down a little bit. Ellensburg at 78. We've got 81 in Pendleton to upper 70s in Walla Walla. 71, though, now in Dayton. Let's take a look at the winds, though, because we are going to trade off the high temperatures with the wind transitioning starting tomorrow as we see our ridge of high pressure beginning to transition out of the area, allowing for a change coming next week, which we'll talk more about in just a minute. Wind speed stayed on the lighter side for much of today, although we are seeing, especially in the wind-prone area in the Kittitas Valley there and parts of the Yakima Valley, sustained anywhere between 15 and 25 miles per hour. But that's kind of light compared to we're expecting to see those readings coming tomorrow. Let's take a look at Futurecast wind gust and play this out. So tonight, of course, as the sun sets, we'll start to see the wind decouple in the atmosphere. That just means the winds stay faster aloft, they slow down at the surface. Then as we transition towards tomorrow, we'll start out with light wind speeds, but then we'll transition to faster wind gusts by the afternoon. In fact, we could see wind gusts ranging anywhere between 25 and 35 miles per hour, with some gusts nearing 40 miles per hour, especially in the Kittitas Valley. So that'll be one area that we have to monitor as we go into the afternoon hours for that possible area of faster wind gusts there. But we could see sustained wind gusts anywhere between 15 and 25 miles per hour throughout much of Thursday afternoon across the area as we see those winds picking up off the Cascades there. You can kind of see that red flowing from west to east there as we begin to see that ridge breaking down. Look at that, possibly 32 in Hanford for wind gusts tomorrow. Now, that's going to be for tomorrow evening, and then we're going to see it possible for Friday morning until we see the breezy conditions cut out as that ridge begins to fall southward. That's going to be the big warm trend that we've had, saying goodbye to it, and we're going to have a big upper air disturbance begin its first of multiple coming through over the next several days here. We're going to actually see a transition in our upper air pattern, the one that helps steer these disturbances through the area, allowing for a couple of disturbances coming all the way back from Alaska to allow for an increase in moisture Cooler temperatures, but also the possibility of even some rainfall. Right now, it's going to be very light, and we could see it as early as Thursday evening, just for the fact it's coming out of the Cascades there in the higher elevations. It's going to start out around 8,000 feet up, and then we'll see it narrowing down to around 3,500 feet by Thursday night into early Friday morning, but keeping everybody in the valley on the dry side, with the exception of seeing maybe some clouds trying to pick up. And then by Friday morning, we could see a few raindrops in the blues, and that would be just about it from that first disturbance. And then we'll see a transition coming up for next week that we'll talk about in the 7-day forecast in just a minute. Back to the top of the forecast, though, tonight temperatures in the 50s, not quite as chilly. And then for tomorrow, those temperatures coming back into the 80s once more. Before we say goodbye to them, check out your 7-day planning forecast. We'll be back near normal by Friday, into the 70s over the weekend. But look at Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Can't rule out a chance for rain Tuesday, but look at the chilly weather by Wednesday. Upper 40s to low 50s possible.
Thanks, Hayden. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we are talking football.
Yes, we are. The Seahawks schedule and the WSU-OSU media deal finally confirmed. Stay with us for that. It's next.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
The race continues for over $13,000 in cash and prizes with Wild Horse Resort and Casino's $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. Play all week to earn entries, then multiply them on Thursdays. Drawings every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us on Saturday, May 25th for the $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race toward the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Spring is my favorite time of year. I love when I can finally bring my garden back to life. Having a healthy and thriving garden is just one of those little things that brings me so much joy. A reliable truck that can handle my to-do list is essential, and it really does make the job easier. Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, we'll take an in-depth look at the new city manager for Kennewick, plus Tiffany Savona will let us know how warm we'll be getting. That's all in her first alert full forecast, and that's all coming up early on Thursday morning.
When it comes to your health, timing is everything. Health First Urgent Care is your reliable healthcare solution, locally owned and operated, providing care to our community. With locations in Pasco and Richland, we're open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. No need to wait in long lines or rush to the ER for minor concerns. At Health First Urgent Care, we've got you covered with on-site x-rays and short wait times. Your health is our priority. Walk-ins are welcome. You can get the care you need when you need it. Health First Urgent Care, because your well-being comes first.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest 16-page savings book. Pick up a copy in-store today. Spruce up the garden with 4-inch premium annuals. Member priced at 2 for $7. Plus save $5 on Maui mid-back patio chairs. Members save $20 on Key Men's double knee work jeans. Signature women's jeans by Levi Strauss are just $16.99. Find these savings and more in our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Get 0% APR for 72 months and $3,000 flex buy cash on an Escape, or up to $3,000 cash on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Welcome back. We now know when and where the Seahawks will play this season. The Hawks host the Broncos at Lumen Field for the season opener. Then it's all the way across the country for the Patriots for week 2. And fans, take note of this. The Seahawks host the 49ers October 10th. They'll also play in San Francisco November 17th. Now in college football, it is now official. WSU fans will be tuning in to the CW and Fox this fall. WSU and OSU are the only remaining members of the Pac-12. Thanks to this deal, all of their home games will be broadcast on national TV rather than relying on the Pac-12 network. They're hoping that the spotlight will help rebuild the conference and bring in some national attention. Now, still ahead tonight, we're talking about new inflation numbers. One piece of encouraging news in the latest report. That's coming up in the next 10 minutes.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
You know, even in the most minor car accidents, it always seems like the one not at fault gets hurt the worst. If that is you, call Allen Brecky Law Offices. Call 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
Tomorrow, Olivia Munn, her battle with breast cancer, her decision to undergo a hysterectomy, her health right now, her recovery, and the impact on her family. Now, Olivia Munn with Michael Strahan, the emotional exclusive. Tomorrow on GMA.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pie gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get money back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
A lot of the public doesn't realize it's not a requirement of a used car dealer to fix open safety recalls before they sell them.
A safety recall can be a million things, from your airbags to your brakes to your, even your tailgate opening and something flying out the back. It's not something we're going to take lightly, and we're going to make sure that every customer gets in a vehicle that's safe and 100% compliant.
And that starts with, a 102-point inspection. And not only when the vehicle's reconditioned for the lot, but we also check those vehicles again at the time of sale. We're never going to let you drive off this lot on a vehicle that has an open safety recall.
The vehicle we sell is a representation of us. And if we don't do everything we can to make sure it's a great product at a great value, then we don't want you driving the car.
McCurley Certified Pre-Owned means that your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a Subaru Certified Pre-Owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
Prosser Digestive Health Center is now offering gastroenterology services daily, including weekends. Board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg provides the full spectrum of digestive health care. His services include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
You know, there's no such thing as a minor fender bender when you're on a motorcycle. When motorcyclists get in an accident, they get hurt. So if someone else's carelessness has caused your luck to run out, get some legal help. Find out what your rights are under the law.
We are tracking developing news tonight. The Prime Minister of Slovakia, which is a small country situated between Austria and Ukraine, was shot this morning in what officials are calling an assassination attempt. Now, The Guardian reports Prime Minister Robert Fico has raised concerns lately with a push to close down an office that was focused on fighting corruption, among other things. But even his political rival issued a statement today saying that a physical attack on an elected leader is unacceptable, calling it an attack on democracy.
Lawmakers in Congress have passed a bill that would mean some changes for air travel right here in the U.S. We're talking about that coming up.
And taking a live look outside, it's feeling like summer out there tonight, but soak it up while you can because meteorologist Hayden Nix has been telling us it's kind of a roller coaster forecast.
All right, and could endless shrimp be the end of Red Lobster? We're talking all about the sudden shutdown of dozens of restaurants. Your news at 6:30 starts now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are following up first at 6:30 on breaking news, which you saw earlier this morning on Good Morning Northwest. A flight that landed at the Tri-Cities airport last night had medical and fire crews standing by on the runway. It all happened just before 9 p.m. An Alaska Airlines flight sent a dispatch saying there was a medical emergency on board. The flight was set to land at the Tri-Cities airport. Fire and medical crews were asked to wait on the runway as the plane landed. Eventually, people were allowed to get off the plane. Now, we did speak with airport officials earlier today about this. They tell us the person who needed the medical help got it. They also say things like this can happen from time to time. Staying in the Pasco airport, bad news for lovers of Sonoma County. Avelo Airlines, which started flying out of PSC and direct to the California location since January of this year, is going away. The flights will officially end on June 12th. The airline said customers affected by the change have been notified and are being fully refunded to their original form of payment and will receive a goodwill credit for use on future Avelo travel. Officials noted some good news, however. They did say that thanks to customer demand for the current twice-weekly service to Southern California, starting in September 2024 of this year, Avelo said they are doubling the weekly flight frequency between PSC and Burbank, California, to 4 days per week.
Well, the House voted today to pass a major federal aviation bill, which now heads to President Biden's desk for his signature. The bipartisan bill renews authority for the FAA over the next 5 years, but it goes far beyond that. Ivan Rodriguez reports.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
The Federal Aviation Administration reauthorization bill passing the House ahead of Friday's deadline to reauthorize FAA authorities. The bill authorizes more than $105 billion in funding for the FAA, as well as $738 million for the National Transportation Safety Board through 2028. Good news for travelers. The legislation includes strengthened consumer protections for refunds for flight cancellations and delays, as well as implementing technology to reduce the risk of runway collisions.
From now on, when your flight is canceled for any reason, you are entitled to an automatic cash refund, and it has to be prompt. If you get delayed significantly, that means 3 hours domestically, 6 hours internationally, you're going to get your money back.
Another goal of the reauthorization bill, addressing the country's shortage of air traffic controllers by expanding hiring. Despite a surge in hiring last year, air traffic control stations nationwide are still about 3,000 controllers short, according to new FAA numbers. The current understaffing means controllers at many facilities are regularly working overtime to cover gaps.
It's going to help keep air traffic safe by hiring and equipping the FAA professionals who do that.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
All right, that bill now goes to President Biden for his signature. Let's talk about your first alert forecast. Summer is always the big travel season here in Washington.
It is, and it's feeling like summer right now, but apparently you've been using this word all day, roller coaster.
Yes, that's what it feels like, Hayden.
That's right. We are going to see these temperatures warm up, then cool down, and we're seeing us at the top of the hill before we start dropping once more going into this weekend. So we'll give you a little bit of a tease to what we'll be talking about later, but let's get to the temperatures right now. We've got readings in the 80s. We've got 85 in the Tri-Cities, 86 in Yakima. Now starting to see some 70s being reported, 77 in Walla Walla, down to 70 in Dayton. Now, wind speeds are also going to pick up as we transition into the last couple of days of the work week here. There's sustained right now just off the Cascades, Yakima and Ellensburg in the 20s for sustained. We're seeing Tri-Cities picking up to 10 miles per hour right now, but that's just the start of it. We'll see more of the wind pick up tomorrow as we see the ridge of high pressure that's been giving us the warm weather shifting southward, and now we'll start to see another pattern taking shape. 54 for tonight, southwest wind at 5 to 10. For your planner tomorrow, for Yakima, the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla, we'll see temperatures warming into the 80s for the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla to the upper 70s in Yakima. Cool weather is on the way. We'll talk about how cool and some rain chances in just a little bit.
All right, Hayden in for Stacy, thank you. Well, the latest inflation report out from the Labor Department this morning is showing that inflation cooled slightly in the last month.
It's kind of good news, but it's not by much and likely not enough to lower interest rates. There is one piece of positive news, though, in that report. When it comes to inflation numbers, there is both good and bad news in the reports released this week. Wholesale inflation, which is measured by the Producer Price Index, ticked up in April to its highest rate in a year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That measures the change in prices manufacturers pay to suppliers. Experts say when suppliers charge more, that increase is passed on to consumers. On Tuesday, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, speaking at the Foreign Bankers Association in the Netherlands, expressed concerns.
We did not expect this to be a smooth road, but these were higher than I think anybody expected.
Part of the reason these numbers rose was because of energy costs, which jumped up 2% in April. That helped push the price of some goods higher. Powell also indicated these numbers justified keeping interest rates elevated for now.
What that has told us is that we'll need to be patient and let restrictive policy do its work.
But there is some positive news. The latest Consumer Price Index report released Wednesday shows inflation cooled slightly in April. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, consumer prices were up 3.4% for the 12 months ending in April, slowing from 3.5% the month before. Housing and gas costs remain high, but grocery prices fell 0.2% from March. The other good news is wages are outpacing inflation, helping workers compensate for higher prices.
Real wages are now positive, and unemployment has been below 4% for 27 consecutive months.
Let's talk about some more business news now. Endless shrimp may be the final straw for Red Lobster. They're now shutting dozens of restaurants down all across the country, and the Wall Street Journal reports the chain is preparing to file for bankruptcy. Up until this year, one of the co-owners of Red Lobster was a shrimp fishing company from Thailand. When Endless Shrimp went from a temporary promotion to a permanent menu item, things did not go exactly as planned.
Something which was different from our expectation is the proportion of the people selecting this promotion was much higher compared to expectation.
Consumers now are looking for value when they're going outside of the home. And I think that consumers really ate more than Red Lobster could afford.
Red Lobster lost millions. If the company does file for bankruptcy, it doesn't necessarily mean that all locations will close. Bankruptcy is more of a financial move to give the company more flexibility as it looks for a way to move forward. And by the way, I actually stopped by the Red Lobster in Kennewick today. It was packed.
So hopefully we'll be keeping that one around for a little while.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. Well, the legal drama over TikTok is continuing tonight. First, the app's owner sued the U.S. government. Well, now a group of TikTok users are doing the same.
Yeah, so this goes back to, you'll remember, Congress created a law signed by the president. It requires TikTok's Chinese owner to sell the app because of concerns about data privacy. If it's not sold, TikTok will be banned in the United States. 8 content creators have now sued, saying that that ban would violate their right to free speech. They say even if the app was sold, it just wouldn't be the same.
There's something about TikTok that it is controlled by the people. It's one of the only applications where politicians aren't able to promote. The people control the algorithm. It's something that can't be replicated on any other social media platform, and it would just be completely devastated if this app was changed.
Okay, so TikTok's owner has said it's not planning to sell, but there are several investors here in the U.S. They are reportedly putting together plans to try to buy the app anyway. Now, it's always a good idea to get outside, right?
It is.
Put the phones down and get outside.
Yes.
But how long will the heat stick around? Meteorologist Hayden Nix returns next with a look ahead to the weekend in your First Alert forecast.
All right. Also, nearly 2 months after a cargo ship destroyed a major bridge and shut down one of the biggest ports in the country, we are finally getting a better idea of what happened in the hours before the crash.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever battle New York. Watch Saturday morning at 9:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
You're gonna need a new bumper.
Did you say burger, guac, cheese, Santa Fe burger sauce, burger, jalapeno pepper, cheese, burger, cheese, burger, spicy cheese, bacon, guac, cheese, bacon.
Need burger! Get burger.
Dishwasher on the fritz. Laundry. Giving you fits. A water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
The race continues for over $13,000 in cash and prizes with Wild Horse Resort and Casino's $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. Play all week to earn entries, then multiply them on Thursdays. Drawings every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us on Saturday, May 25th for the $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race toward the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
This is the all-new Tempur-Pedic Adapt mattress, and we designed it to help make aches and pains a thing of the past. Because our most advanced, infinitely adaptable Tempur material eases your pressure points, inch by inch and molecule by molecule, in a way no other mattress can. All night, every night.
Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Jeff Kreutz.
And I'm attorney Megan Changaroya.
Thank you, Tri-Cities, for voting us Best Personal Injury and Best Overall Law Firm.
We are so honored and grateful to serve this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call the law firm that has served Central Washington for 30 years. Call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Why is my internet slow?
There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Get 0% APR for 72 months and $3,000 flex buy cash on an Escape. Or up to $3,000 cash on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The El Diablo Burger is back at Carl's Jr. Habanero, jalapeno poppers, bacon. Give in to your devilish desires.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I figured El Diablo is back for eternity. Only at Carl's Jr.
Need burger! Get burger.
We appreciate you staying with us. It has been 51 days since a cargo ship crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It killed several people, and it shut down the port of Baltimore for weeks.
And today, lawmakers in Congress held a hearing to get more information about what happened and how this could be prevented in the future. Pete Montine has the highlights.
Major new investigative findings lay out a new timeline of multiple blackouts on the cargo ship Dolly before it rammed into Baltimore's Key Bridge. Wednesday on Capitol Hill, investigators, along with those overseeing the cleanup and rebuilding efforts, said a chain of glitches that started in port set up the collision and collapse.
They were essentially drifting.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy says her biggest questions are now focused on the Dolly's electrical system. In a new report, the NTSB says only 10 hours before leaving Baltimore, the ship's crew experienced an electrical blackout followed by another. After the second blackout, investigators say the crew then switched the configuration of electrical power to run through a pair of circuit breakers that had not been used for several months.
Switching breakers is not unusual, but may have affected operations the very next day on the accident voyage.
The NTSB says the day of the collision, the crew reported that the ship was in good working order. With the ship underway and only 0.6 of a mile from the bridge, another power blackout, rendering the ship's propulsion and steering useless. A port pilot on the ship frantically called for tugboats that helped it out of the harbor to come back, but they were already 3 miles away. The entire disaster played out in 4 terrifying minutes.
It's too early in the investigation to understand whether tugs would or would not have helped in this circumstance.
Demolition began this week on the largest section of the bridge wreckage, critical to releasing the dolly which is blocking the port of Baltimore. Investigators say the bridge was designed without structural redundancies and not well protected, with the dolly sailing past the bridge's protective barriers known as dolphins. The Maryland agency that oversees the Key Bridge now says it will also reassess protections on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge on the same shipping channel.
If you own a bridge, if a state owns a bridge or other entity owns a bridge, look at the current structure, do a risk assessment. You can do that now. You don't have to wait until we issue an urgent recommendation.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
We are looking at another beautiful evening ahead with those temperatures still in the summer-like pattern with those 80s across the board, with the exception of a few locations there. But you can say goodbye to these very soon. We are going to see cooler temperatures coming in this weekend. We get one more day with them before we start to see normal temperatures returning back to the forecast. But we're going to trade off the warm temperatures with some windy conditions over the next couple of days. There will be one day of overlap that takes place where there's warm weather and breezy conditions, and that will be tomorrow when we see those wind speeds picking back up as we watch that ridge of high pressure transitioning from where it's at now and allowing for another disturbance to come in from the northwest. So wind speeds have remained pretty much in check today, with the exception over in Yakima and Kittitas valleys, where we have had some wind speeds picking up and sustained around 15 to 25 miles per hour. That's on the more tame side. We are going to see gusts picking up tomorrow. So let's kind of put this in motion and show you what Futurecast wind gust is going to be showing as we move into Thursday itself. Overnight tonight, we will see those winds speeds slowing down. That's typical. We have the sun set, the atmosphere decouples, which means the surface winds lighten up compared to the elevated winds maintaining that faster speed there. As we move into tomorrow morning, we'll start to see those gusts peaking around the teens, but then as we go into the afternoon hours, those teens turn into 20s. Some of those 20s will turn into 30s as we head into the mid to late afternoon hours. So be advised, we'll be cutting close to wind advisory criteria, especially towards the Kittitas Valley. That's another trouble spot, we know that, where we have sustained winds around 25 to 30 miles per hour. Gust may be nearing 40, so that's right close to wind advisory criteria. They may be even issuing one early tomorrow morning for that reason. Elsewhere, 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts will be possible, even up to 35 at times. Then we'll let the breezy conditions relax after Friday morning, and we'll have better conditions shaping up this weekend with the wind. But then we trade that off with something else coming in. The weather pattern that's given us the warm temperatures is thanks to that ridge, which starts to drive southward. Then we'll see our first of multiple disturbances running along the upper portion of the jet stream. These little dips here, that means we've got a disturbance coming in. You can see another dip off towards the top left-hand corner of your screen. That's coming in from Alaska. That'll be another one that we see. And this is just helping reinvigorate some moisture coming in, most of it in the form of cloud cover. Also seeing that in the form of temperatures dropping back to near normal values. But we could see some additional moisture in the form of rainfall. Right now, it's going to be very light. We could see it as early as tomorrow evening, and that's going to be mainly in the high elevations of the Cascades. We could even see it get as low as around 3,500 feet in elevation. Down in the valley staying dry, we'll just have some cloud cover. We could even see some remnant precip coming back over to the blues by the time we make it to Friday morning. But other than that, we're going to keep that first dip in the jet stream dry for us. But as we see continuation of these disturbances coming in from the northwest and down from Alaska, we'll start to see a little bit more lighting up on Futurecast next week. And we'll show you that with the 7-day forecast. Tonight, we've got temperatures in the 50s. Tomorrow, we will be warming back into the 80s. Enjoy it, because we will see those temperatures dropping down into the 70s as we go into this weekend, and then cooling down into the 50s possible by middle of next week.
All right, Hayden, thank you. Still ahead here on your news at 6:30. It is our favorite time of the week.
Yep, it's time to meet Kiva. She is a shelter pet looking for a forever home as part of Operation Best Friend. That's next.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Welcome to Beaver Valley Lodge, your rustic lodging and event venue in the beautiful Leavenworth, Washington. Experience the great outdoors and enjoy the beauty of the mountains as you stay with us on our 50 acres in the Cascade Foothills. Whether you're joining us for a wedding, retreat, vacation, or family reunion, we're here to make your stay unforgettable. We make it our goal for you to come as a guest, but leave as a friend. Book your stay today at beavervalleylodge.com.
This is gonna be like the best field trip ever.
We'll battle it out, park style. I'm not physical in this way.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pie gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar. When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing brace with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. We're unique, and we're here for all of life's occasions, all year long. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
Brad and Angie's winery war turns sour, and Channing Tatum's ex wants to see his Magic Mike money. Hollywood divorce court. Ugh, heating up. Then Liz Hurley.
We went for Barbie Hot Pink tonight.
Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever battle New York. Watch Saturday morning at 9:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Do you need a new best friend? We may have just the perfect one for you. Tonight, we're featuring a four-legged friend who needs a forever home and someone to love. Kiva is at the Benton Franklin County Humane Society, and she is this week's Operation Best Friend.
Hi, my name is Liz Howard, and I'm visiting from the Benton Franklin Humane Society, and I have Kiva with me. Kiva is an 11-month-old blue heeler Siberian Husky mix, and she came to us in August of 2023 with her 3-week-old litter mates. They were brought to us by our wonderful Prosser Animal Control Officer, Paco, after they were found as strays out there. She is a wonderful puppy, but she is a puppy. She has been adopted once before, but was recently returned when it was determined that a puppy wasn't a good fit for their family. She will need a lot of patience, understanding, and commitment to positive training to grow into her perfect, amazing adult self and have those grown-up manners that she'll need. She is going to be a strong dog. The Blue Heeler Husky mix is not only going to make her strong physically, but also very mentally strong, and she will need a lot of stimulation. And we expect her to get a little bit bigger, probably the size of a smaller husky when she's full grown. Kiva is an amazing puppy, and she loves to do everything that puppies do. She is the queen of squeaky toys. She loves to play tug-of-war, run through the yard, chase butterflies, all of those good things. Kiva does have some experience with other dogs from her previous adopter. Of course, she would need great introductions, and we'd be happy to assist with that down at the shelter. She also does have some experience with kids, but we would recommend that she goes to a home with older dog-savvy children because she is very high energy. Her adoption fee is $350. She is already spayed, up to date on all vaccinations, and ready to go home today. And anyone that adopts Kiva will get a $50 gift card, compliments of Paws Natural Pet Emporium.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's got a great swing. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can do all your favorite beach activities, like spike ball, whitewater rafting, shrimp boils, wade fishing, or hanging with the locals. You can say that again.
Right now, lease a new 2024 RAV4 for just $369 a month. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The race continues for over $13,000 in cash and prizes with Wild Horse Resort and Casino's $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. Play all week to earn entries, then multiply them on Thursdays. Drawings every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us on Saturday, May 25th for the $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race toward the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees. Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk. I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain.
I didn't notice any pain in my back.
I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get unlimited data for just $30 a line.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Did you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
4 free phones plus unlimited data for just $30 a line. No trade-in needed.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's got a great swing. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back. We're taking one final look at the weather. Changes are on the way.
That's right. We are looking at those temperatures cooling down into the 50s tonight. Not quite as cool as we have seen over the last couple of nights, but we are going to see that transition to some chillier weather here soon. We've got that big ridge of high pressure that's given us the 80s for the last couple of days, and for one more day tomorrow. Breaking down, it is going to allow for those readings to go back to near normal values. Take a look at your 7-day planning forecast. We'll return to the 70s with breezy conditions on Friday. Then we'll maintain the 70s through at least Tuesday of next week. But notice there on the 7-day forecast, we've got a 30% chance of some rainfall that will be possible as we see several disturbances lining up to move through the Pacific Northwest, and that will allow for not more than just cloud. Not only there's just cloud cover, but also a chance for a couple of raindrops to even be possible in the valley. But then even chilly weather will make a comeback by the middle of next week, with temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to lower 50s for high temperatures by Wednesday. We could see that trending into Thursday of next week as well.
50s for a high.
Unbelievable.
Gotta get the coat back out.
That roller coaster.
All right, thanks so much for watching. You can find the latest on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
We're back at 11.